Hello students, today I'll explain you chapter 2 of geography and the name of this chapter is Inside Our Earth. So students, in this chapter you will know about a detailed study of the interior of our earth, the structure of earth, and you will also know about rocks and minerals, types of rocks and rock cycle. So let's get started. So as you know that there are so many things inside our earth like mountains, hills, plains, plateaus, valleys, etc. But have you ever thought that how these things are formed? Well, it's not going to be a mystery for you anymore because there is no any supernatural power behind all that. But hence there are some scientific reasons. And in this chapter you will explore about these scientific reasons and you will explore more about our mother earth and its compositions and layers. And a detailed study of the interior of the earth is done by geologists. Means the detailed study inside our earth is done by geologists. Geologists are those who did the study of inside our earth. And the elementary knowledge about the earth's structure is necessary to understand the nature of changes. This is an elementary knowledge about the structure of our earth and it is really very necessary for us to know because by knowing this we will understand the nature of changes, that why changes took place on the surface of the earth. Structure of the earth. The earth is an almost spherical body with a radius of about 6,400 kilometers. So students, as even you also know that earth is a round shaped body and the radius of our earth is 6,400 kilometers. Radius is the distance from center to the outer layer of our earth. It is the total distance and the distance is 6,004 kilometers. And the interior part of our earth is known as central core, and this core is surrounded with many other layers and you will know about these layers further. And the core is the densest part of our earth, means it is the most solid part of our earth, and the outer layer is the least dense, it is the least solid part of our earth. And the three main layers of our earth is core, mantle and the crust. The first layer is the crust. So now we will know about crust. The thinnest and outermost rocky surface layer of the earth is the solid crust or the lithosphere. So students, as I have just told you that core is the most densest part of our earth and the outermost layer is the least dense, and that least dense outermost layer is known as the crust. It is the thinnest layer of the earth and it is a rocky surface of the earth, and it is also known as the lithosphere. And the crust is also divided into two parts. The first is Sial and the second is Sima. Students, what is Sial and Sima? Well, Sial is the crust or base of the continent and Sima is the base of the ocean and seas. As you know that there was also a base, a land inside the ocean or seas. So that land is known as Sima and the crust of our earth is known as Sial. And why they are known as Sial and Sima? Because Sial is rich in silicon and aluminium. That is why C stands for silicon and Al stands for aluminium. That is why it is known as Sial. And Sima is consist of silicon and magnesium. That is why C stands for silicon and Ma stands for magnesium. It is known as Sima. So there are two crusts, Sial and Sima, and Sial is 35 to 70 kilometers thick. It is 35 to 70 kilometers deep, and Sima is 5 to 10 kilometers thick in the ocean beds. Now mantle. Mantle is the second layer of our earth. It is below the crust and it is known as mantle, and the thickness of mantle is 2,900 kilometers. And mantle is also consist of two layers. The first is upper mantle and the second is the lower mantle. And the average temperature of mantle is 870 degrees Celsius, and that is why it is found in a semi-solid or plastic state. Core. So the third layer is the core. It is the innermost layer or the central of our earth, and the radius of core is 3500 kilometer, and core is consist of nickel and iron, and that is why it is known as knife. Knife stands for nickel and first stands for iron. And the central part of our core is very high in temperature, and this temperature is varies between 200 degrees Celsius to 5000 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature at the core of the earth. Now, rocks and minerals. So these three are the main layers of the earth: crust, mantle and core. The first layer is crust, second mantle, and the third layer is core, which is the center of our earth. Now, rocks and minerals. So the crust of our earth is made up of solid minerals, and these solid minerals are known as rocks, and rocks are contained for about 1% of their weight, and rocks are different in color, texture, chemical composition and softness. And the main constituents of rock, means the main part of a rock, are made up of minerals, and minerals are naturally occurring organic substance, means they are natural substance which are made up of one or more elements. And minerals are having definite physical and both chemical properties. The chemical and physical properties of minerals are same, and most of the minerals have a crystalline structure. The structure of minerals are like crystalline, and the size of these crystals was depend that from which condition, under which condition these rocks are formed. But rocks do not have definite chemical composition, and that is why some rocks contain metal in large quantities which can be extracted economically, and such rocks are called ores. Means there are some rocks who contain metal in them, and these rocks are known as ores. And hematite is an ore of iron. Hematite is an example of ore of an iron. And some rocks like granite and marble are used for constructions. Granite is used for making kitchen slabs, and marble is used for making floors. And different type of rocks are found in different areas. They determine the type of landform, drainage and soil. And rocks are of three types. Rocks are divided into three categories, and these are igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. The first one is igneous rocks. So the rocks which are hard, they are also known as primary rocks. Igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks, and these rocks were hard, and they formed when magma or lava came out of the volcano. So when magma and lava they cool down and solidifies inside our earth crust, then it forms igneous rocks. And igneous rocks are of two types. First is intrusive and second is extrusive. Now, what are intrusive rocks? The lava or magma, when it goes deep down the earth and it cool down and solidifies, then it become intrusive rocks. The rocks which cool down below the surface of the earth, inside the earth, it is known as the intrusive rocks. And the examples of intrusive rocks are granite and dolerite. And the rocks which deep down which cool down on the earth's surface, these are the rocks when magma or lava does not go deep inside the earth, but it remains on the crust, and when it's cooled down, then it becomes extrusive rocks, extrusive igneous rocks. And these rocks are also known as volcanic rocks. And the example of these volcanic or extrusive rocks are basalt. and the Deccan Plateau of India is made up of these basalt rocks. So these are the examples of the igneous rocks. Now second is sedimentary rocks. So the surface of our earth is keep changing all the time, and how it changed due to the wind, water and ice. These all things are the reason why the surface of the earth is keep changing, and these things are known as the weathering agents. And due to these weathering agents, rocks break down up into smaller pieces and they become pebble, gravel, sand and clay, and then these rocks are known as to be sedimentary rocks. Rocks which break down to smaller pieces due to the weathering agents are known as the sedimentary rocks. And the sedimentary rocks are often rich in fossils. You know what are fossils? Fossils are the remain of the dead plants and animals. When a plant or animal become dead, they form up to be a fossil. So the sedimentary rocks are rich in fossils, and these sedimentary rocks are soft and easily breakable, as the igneous rocks are hard rocks, but the sedimentary rocks are softer than the igneous rocks and they can be broken up easily. And the example of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, limestone, conglomerate and shale. And these sedimentary rocks are very much important for human beings, because sedimentary rocks have organic sediments, and due to these organic sediments, things form like coal or petroleum and natural gas. They form these things, and coal is already considered as rock, but the petroleum and crude oil and natural gas are considered as to be natural fuels. So we get all these things by sedimentary rocks. Now third one is metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks undergoes metamorphosis. So what is metamorphosis? It is a process in which things change in their physical as well as chemical characteristics. They change totally due to these characteristics. And when rocks undergo metamorphosis, they have to undergo through heat and pressure, and due to this heat and pressure, they change their chemical composition as well as mineral content, and they also change their physical appearance, and they become totally new rock, and they are not having any resemblance to what they used to be like, and such rocks are called metamorphic rocks. Means when they undergo metamorphosis, they become completely new rocks. And marble, slate, gneiss and quartz, these are the examples of metamorphic rocks, and they also formed from limestone, shale, granite and sandstone. So these are all the three types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks are the hard ones which form from lava, and sedimentary rocks are quite softer rocks which break down into smaller pieces due to weathering agents, and metamorphic rocks are those which become completely new rocks while undergoing heat and pressure. So these are all the three main rocks. Rock cycle. So student, what is rock cycle? Rock cycle will show us that the rocks on our earth will constantly being changed. First one, that when molten rock or magma or lava cool down and solidifies, it becomes what it becomes? It becomes igneous rocks. And when these igneous rocks will break down into smaller ones, it becomes sedimentary rocks, as I told you before also. And when these sedimentary or igneous rocks undergo into heat and pressure, then they become metamorphic rocks. And now when these metamorphic rocks will be heated at extremely high temperature, then it melt down to form magma. If we heat up the metamorphic rocks into high temperature, then these rocks will become magma, and when magma cool down and solidifies, it again become the igneous rocks due to weathering. So this is the rock cycle. It shows us that the rocks are constantly being changed. This is how the rock cycle goes on. So if we say in words, so the transformation, the changing of rocks from one type to another is known as the rock cycle. And here the diagram is also given of rock cycle. You can observe about this rock cycle even better from this diagram. So students, this is all about the rocks and rock cycle and the structure of our earth. So I just hope that you will get this chapter. This chapter is really very easy. Now you have to read this chapter by yourself also.